Hello, welcome to the Wiltshire Caravans instructional video on how to hitch up your caravan. So we're going to just show you quite quickly how to hitch up safely and to make sure you have no problems. So we are using the Alco tow hitch today. So you've got the stabilizer pad. I'll show you how when this all engages later. That's what grips onto your tow ball. You've got your, if I can get this out, this is the electric connection. So 13 pin on virtually all modern caravans now. So if you're getting a tow bar fitted, please ask for the 13 pin socket, and you'll need 3 earths in there. So I mentioned that to them. That's to make sure that the fridge works while you're traveling, etc. Also, handbrake. This is the jockey wheel winder and the jockey wheel clamp here. I'll show you the ATC bit in a little while. Not particularly important at this point. Okay, so a few things before you hitch up. This is mainly for newbies as such, now that the licensing laws have changed and more people are going to be able to tow trailers and caravans. A few things to know for sure. Make sure before you're going to hitch up that your legs are wound up, the corner steadies are wound up, handbrake is on, and I can now show you the very basics of how to do this. So get the, you can see the position here of the tow ball and the tow hitch. This is where you need to be with the car. Now you can do that by either using the motor movers, or if you've got a reversing camera. Best way of doing it is to have someone guide you in, so to speak. Just make sure that communication is good and that you can see the person who is guiding you in. Okay, so we're now above the tow ball. Tow ball needs to be relatively clean, certainly clean of any paint. When you get a new tow bar, you'll have it'll be nicely painted, but you do need to get that removed because the paint can contaminate the pads inside the inside here. Okay, so once you're above, to wind it down, literally just winding it down. Whilst this handle has to be up, wind it down, and then that clamps down. So once that's gone down automatically, my handy hint is to wind up the jockey wheel again to make sure it's lifting the vehicle, which it certainly is at that point. So that way you know you've got a tight grip on the pads. Okay, at that point keep winding this up, keeping it straight, because this part now, undo the clamp and lift that up and hold it into place by putting the clamp back up. Make sure it's tight but not overly tight. You'll also, with the jockey wheel, when you wind it up, just give it a little nudge, stop any vibrations making it go down. Okay, so that's out of the way. This is the breakaway cable. Now the breakaway cable works the handbrake in effect. So if there is an unfortunate accident and the tow bar and the hitch do disengage, because this is connected, and if you've got one of these eyes, you do need to see, if you've got one of these eyes, this does need to come on. If the vehicle and the caravan disengage from each other, this is pulled, this disengages, pulls the breakaway cable out, and that instantly puts the handbrake on to lock up the wheels. Okay, so the stabilizer now goes down. It is quite stiff. That's a good thing, so make sure that's down. We now know, because we've already lifted up the car or the vehicle, that's now down. Breakaway cable's on. Now the electric cable itself, connector usually looks like this. As you see, a 13 pin socket. You will see a little square bit cut out there, goes in there, so that should go straight in, he says, should do, and then twist in. Okay, I'll show you that again. So goes in, square bit into square hole, In it goes. Then you twist the outside bit to lock that in, and then that locks it down. That's going nowhere. Also, this needs to have some slack in it. You do not want it hanging down on the floor because that will wear it away. You do not want that to happen. What you may have also heard was the ATC kicking in. The ATC, the Alco trailer control, that's the stability system. It's got 2 sensors underneath the chassis, well, maybe more than 2 sensors, I don't know. But if the caravan does start to snake, it would put the brakes on. You might feel it if you're going over a speed hump. But that is on. It's showing green, which means we've got a good connection. It could flash green, that's also fine. That's usually for the first pairing. It's only when it's red you might need to call us or your dealer to see how that goes. But that is safely hitched up. The only thing you would need to do now before taking off is take the handbrake off, and you will also need to check your lights. So someone in the car doing the indicators, brakes, running lights, etc., and someone behind checking to make sure that they work okay. So briefly in summary, that's how to safely set up the car for towing. Obviously at that point then you would need your mirrors and everything else to actually start rolling away. But that, my friends, is that. Thank you. Okay, so we've just showed you how to hitch up. Now I'm going to show you how to basically unhitch, just to make sure that when you've got onto your pitch or wherever you're going, just follow some a very basic procedure just to get the caravan off the car. So handbrake on once you've arrived, and it's almost a reverse of what we did before. The way I always do it, and you will get your own procedure, but undo the electric cable, I've already put the jockey wheel down slightly, but it's not right down. Take the stabilizer off. The breakaway cable needs to come off. And as you're going to wind up the caravan, you need to hold this handle and keep it held up. So as you wind, the caravan will lift, but you've lost the grip on the car, and you are now in a position to get the car out of the way.